Johnny Manziel.
Jonathan Paul Manziel, also known by his nickname Johnny Football, is an American football quarterback. He was nationally recruited out of high school as a dual-threat quarterback. In 2012, Manziel debuted for the Texas A&M Aggies as a redshirt freshman in Kevin Sumlin's air raid offense during A&M's first season in the SEC. He broke numerous NCAA Division I FBS and SEC records, which include becoming the first freshman and fifth player in NCAA history to pass for 3,000 yards and rush for 1,000 yards in a season. At the end of the regular season, he became the first freshman to win the Heisman Trophy, Manning Award, and the Davey National Quarterback Award. Manziel capitalized on his redshirt freshman season by leading Texas A&M to a 41-13 victory over Oklahoma in the 2013 Cotton Bowl Classic. Manziel was given the nickname Johnny Football by fans and students at Texas A&M University before the start of the 2012 season. The nickname is a registered trademark.
Early life.
Manziel was born in Tyler, Texas, the son of Michelle, née Liberato, and Paul Manziel. He has a younger sister who is in high school. His family became wealthy through the Texas petroleum industry. He grew up playing a variety of sports, including basketball, baseball, golf and football. At Davey High School in Kerrville, Texas, he focused on baseball and football. However, it was in football that sports writers, coaches, and parents said he achieved folk hero status, and was compared to quarterbacks like Brett Favre, Michael Vick, and Drew Brees.
High school.
At Davey High School he was coached by Mark Smith. He played football all 4 years in high school and began with the freshman team his first year. By the end of his first season, he played with the varsity team as a receiver. He began his sophomore year primarily as a receiver, but started the fourth game at quarterback. He shared that position for the remainder of the season, finishing with 1,164 yards passing, 806 rushing and 408 receiving for a combined 28 touchdowns. Manziel's junior year was his first as starting quarterback, and he completed that season with 2,903 passing yards, 1,544 rushing yards, 152 receiving yards and 55 touchdowns. That year, he was voted All-San Antonio Area Offensive Player of the Year as well as District 27-4A MVP. During Manziel's senior season, he compiled 228 of 347, 65.7% passing for 3,609 yards with 45 TDs and 5 INTs. He also had 170 carries for 1,674 yards and 30 TDs. He had 1 TD reception and returned a kickoff for a touchdown for a combined 77 TDs. That year, he was honored as District 28-4A MVP, unanimous selection, Class 4A First Team All-State, AP, San Antonio Express News Offensive Player of the Year, second year in a row, the Associated Press Sports Editor's Texas Player of the Year, Sub-5A First Team All-Area, SA Express News, number 1 QB in Texas by Dave Campbell's Texas Football, DCTF Top 300, Prep Star All-Region and Super Prep All-Region. For Manziel's 3 years as a starter, he completed 520 of 819 passes, 63.5% for 7,626 yards and 76 touchdowns, rushed 531 times for 4,045 yards and 77 touchdowns and caught 30 passes for 582 yards and another 5 touchdowns. He was the only quarterback in America named as a Parade All-American his senior year, and he was also named the National High School Coaches Association, NHSCA, Senior Athlete of the Year in football. He was highly recruited out of high school. In addition to Texas A&M, he received offers from Baylor, Colorado State, Iowa State, Louisiana Tech, Oregon, Rice, Stanford, Tulsa, and Wyoming. Although he grew up a Texas Longhorns fan, the University of Texas did not recruit him. Although it was rumored that Texas wanted Manziel at defensive back, Texas coach Mack Brown said the rumor was not true. Though Manziel originally committed to play for Oregon, he later changed his commitment to the Aggies, thanks to the influence of then quarterbacks coach Tom Rossley. Manziel was named to the NEC All-World Game, started by David Schumann and national underclassmen combine, in 2010 where he rushed for over 100 yards and threw for over 200. It was the first time Manziel dominated on a national stage. He played in the game as a teammate with Oregon QB Marcus Mariota.
College career. 2011 season.
Manziel was redshirted during his first season and did not play in any games.
2012 season.
Texas A&M faced uncertainty at the quarterback position when Ryan Tannehill left for the National Football League after the 2011 season. Manziel performed well during spring ball and fall practices and won the starting job over Jameel Showers and Matt Joeckel before the season began. His first game was supposed to be against Louisiana Tech and Shreveport, Louisiana on Thursday, August 30, 2012. But the game was postponed until October 13 due to Hurricane Isaac hitting the Louisiana coast 2 days prior to game time. Consequently, Manziel's college football debut was played as a redshirt freshman against the Florida Gators before a home crowd at Kyle Field. Although Manziel began the season in relative obscurity, his play against Arkansas in which he broke Archie Manning's 43-year-old total offense record gained him some attention. Manziel had 557 yards of total offense, breaking Manning's record of 540. 2 games later, Manziel surpassed his own total offense record against number 24 Louisiana Tech by achieving 576 yards of total offense, becoming the first player in SEC history to have 2 500-plus total offense games in one season. After Texas A&M's blowout of Auburn in Game 8, in which Manziel accounted for 3 passing and 2 rushing touchdowns through only the first half plus 1 series in the second, Manziel began showing up in national Heisman watch lists. Manziel was launched into the national scene after he led Texas A&M to a 29-24 upset over number 1 Alabama in Tuscaloosa. In that game, Manziel accounted for 345 of A&M's 418 yards of offense, including 2 passing touchdowns. In following days, Manziel became the front-runner for the Heisman Trophy in most national watch lists and polls due to his performance during the game combined with other Heisman frontrunners faltering. On November 24 during the game against the Missouri Tigers before a home crowd, Manziel left the game with an apparent knee injury late in the first quarter. He returned to the field for the next series of downs wearing a knee brace and finished the game with 439 yards of total offense, including 3 passing and 2 rushing touchdowns. During the game, he broke the single-season record for offensive production in the SEC with 4,600 yards, surpassing Cam Newton and Tim Tebow, notable recent Heisman Trophy winners. He also became the first freshman and only the 5th player in NCAA history to pass for 3,000 and rush for 1,000 yards in a season, reaching that mark 2 games earlier than any other player. He won the SEC Freshman of the Year Award and College Football Performance National Freshman of the Year Award. Manziel won the Davey O'Brien Award on December 6 and the Heisman Trophy on December 8, making him the first freshman ever to win either award.
2013 season.
Texas A&M started the 2013 season with a number 6 ranking in the coaches' poll. Prior to the season, some journalists argued that Johnny could suffer a sophomore slump, while others felt that he will continue to have success. Manziel's eligibility for the 2013 season was under question after reports surfaced that he had signed autographs for money in January 2013. On August 28, 2013, the NCAA reached an agreement with Texas A&M to suspend Manziel for the first half of the team's game against Rice, the first game of the season, after acknowledging that Manziel did not receive any money for the autographs. In the game against number 1 Alabama, Manziel threw for a school record of 464 yards and 5 touchdowns in the 49-42 loss. His primary target during the game was Mike Evans, who compiled 7 receptions for a school record of 279 yards. In the 51-41 win over Mississippi State, Manziel tied his career-high 5 touchdowns, while also throwing for 446 yards and 3 interceptions.
College statistics. Professional career. 2014 NFL Draft.
On January 8, 2014, Manziel announced that he would forego his junior season in order to enter the 2014 NFL Draft. He is projected to be a first-round pick, and as of January 15, 2014, his draft stock was reported to be rising by a consensus of experts who had him pegged as a top 5 pick. Manziel elected to throw during Texas A&M's Pro Day on March 27, 2014, instead of during the NFL Combine. During his Pro Day, Manziel completed 64 of 66 passes to 6 different receivers. His Pro Day performance was well received by sports journalists. Prior to the 2014 NFL Draft, Manziel became one of the most polarizing athletes in pre-draft history, with scouting opinions varying from undraftable to rare competitor. Former NFL head coach Barry Switzer took it to a personal level, criticizing Manziel, saying, "I don't like his antics. I think he's an arrogant little expletive. I've said that and I'll say it again."
Honors and accomplishments. College honors. Full season awards and nominations.
2012 Heisman Trophy winner, first freshman to win. 2012 Davey O'Brien National Quarterback Award winner, first freshman to win. 2012 Manning Award winner, first freshman to win. 2012 First Team All-American by. 2012 Sporting News College Football Player of the Year. 2012 Seconds Offensive Player of the Year. 2012 Seconds Freshman of the Year. 2012 All-SEC First Team Quarterback. 2013 Cotton Bowl Classic, Offensive MVP. 2012 ESPN.com All-Bowl Team. 2013 Seconds Male Athlete of the Year. 2013 Chick-fil-A Bowl, Offensive MVP. Finalist, 2012 Maxwell Award, Finalist, 2012 Walter Camp Player of the Year, Finalist, 2013 Maxwell Award, Finalist, 2013 Walter Camp Player of the Year, Finalist, 2013 Heisman Trophy, Finalist, 2013 Davey O'Brien National Quarterback Award.
Weekly awards.
2-time Walter Camp National Offensive Player of the Week, 3-time AT&T All-America Player of the Week, 4-time SEC Offensive Player of the Week, 9-time SEC Freshman of the Week.
NCAA records and notes.
FBS Freshman Record, Rushing Yards by a Quarterback, Season, 1,410. FBS Freshman Record, Total Offense, Season, 5,116. 10th most single-season total offensive yards in NCAA FBS history, most games with 300 or more passing yards and 100-plus rushing yards, career, 4, FBS record, first freshman, and 5th player ever, in FBS history with 3,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards, season, FBS record, rushing yards by a quarterback in a bowl game, 229 yards. Only the 4th player to have 20 passing TDs and 20 rushing TDs, season, eclipsed the 7,000-yard barrier in total offense in his 19th career game, which is the fastest in NCAA FBS history by a 4-year player, second freshman in FBS history to rush for 1,000 yards and pass for 2,000 yards, first freshman to win the Heisman Trophy, first freshman to win the Davey O'Brien National Quarterback Award, first freshman to win the Manning Award.
SEC records and notes.
Most yards total offense in a game, 576, breaking Archie Manning's 1969 record of 540 yards. The first 3 places on the SEC total offense in a game. 576 yards, 562 yards against number 1 Alabama, 557 yards 2 weeks before the 576 yards, the first 3 places on the SEC total offense in a game. 576 yards, 562 yards against number 1 Alabama, 557 yards 2 weeks before the 576 yards, 576 yards, 562 yards against number 1 Alabama, 557 yards 2 weeks before the 576 yards, most yards total offense, season, 5,116, breaking Cam Newton's 2010 record in 2 fewer games, second most yards total offense, season, 4,873, most yards total offense, game average, 383.3, breaking Tim Couch's 1998 record of 377.4 yards, highest yards per play average, 50 plays minimum, game, 10.71, against Arkansas on September 29, 2012, breaking Steve Tanneill's record of 10.0 yards, first SEC quarterback to pass for 3,000 yards and rush for 1,000 yards in one season, second most passing yards in a second single season, 4,114 passing yards, tied for third most passing touchdowns in a second single season, 37 touchdowns, tied for second most rushing touchdowns in a single season, tied for eighth most scoring in a single season, eighth most passing yards in a single season.
Texas A&M records and notes.
Most total yards in a season with 5,116, most yards passing yards in a game. The first 3 spots on the Texas A&M passing yards in a game. 464 yards against number 1 Alabama on September 14, 2013, 454 yards against Auburn on October 19, 2013, 453 yards against Arkansas on September 29, 2012. The first 3 spots on the Texas A&M passing yards in a game. 464 yards against number 1 Alabama on September 14, 2013, 454 yards against Auburn on October 19, 2013, 453 yards against Arkansas on September 29, 2012, 464 yards against number 1 Alabama on September 14, 2013, 454 yards against Auburn on October 19, 2013, 453 yards against Arkansas on September 29, 2012, most yards total offense in a game, 576, breaking Archie Manning's 1969 record of 540 yards. The first 3 spots on the Texas A&M total offense in a game. 576 yards, 562 yards against number 1 Alabama, 557 yards 2 weeks before the 576 yards, the first 3 spots on the Texas A&M total offense in a game. 576 yards, 562 yards against number 1 Alabama, 557 yards 2 weeks before the 576 yards, 576 yards, 562 yards against number 1 Alabama, 557 yards 2 weeks before the 576 yards. In 10 games, Manziel had 4 of the top 10 games in total offense in Texas A&M history, logged 10 straight games with 300 or more total yards, 21 total games with 300-plus yards, third Texas A&M quarterback to surpass 3,000 passing yards in a season, first Texas A&M quarterback to have multiple 3,000-yard seasons, Texas A&M career total touchdowns record with 94 touchdowns, Texas A&M career total yards record with 9,989 yards, third Texas A&M quarterback to surpass 7,000 passing yards in a career, most passing yards in a single season, second Texas A&M quarterback to rush for 2,000 yards, the most rushing touchdowns in a single season, the most passing touchdowns in a single season, second in career passing touchdowns, second in career passing yards, tied for 12th in career rushing touchdowns, 15th in career rushing yards.
Outside of football.
Manziel is a friend of rap artist Drake, whom he considers an idol. In April 2014, Drake released a track called Draft Day, which includes a shout-out to Manziel. He is also a friend of NBA superstar LeBron James.
June 2012 arrest.
On June 29, 2012, before he was chosen as Texas A&M's starting quarterback and before his first college game, Manziel was arrested and charged with 3 misdemeanors: disorderly conduct, failure to identify, and possession of a fictitious driver's license. These charges stemmed from a late-night fight in College Station, Texas. In July 2013, he pleaded guilty for failure to identify, and the other 2 charges were dismissed. Police reports state that Manziel was with a friend who directed a racial slur at a man on the street. The man then approached the 2 of them trying to get at the friend, but Manziel placed himself between the 2 men, saying his friend didn't mean it and he was going to take him home. The man continued pushing against Manziel to reach the other, and eventually Manziel pushed back. At this point, the man swung at Manziel, who then began fighting back. Shortly afterward, the bicycle patrol officers arrived. Manziel, who at the time was 19, presented a fake Louisiana driver's license to police officers showing himself to be 21. Manziel was taken into custody and reportedly spent the night in jail. After the incident, Manziel eventually regained the favor of his team and head coach Kevin Sumlin, and was named the starting quarterback. Per Sumlin's policy of not allowing freshmen to give media interviews, Manziel was unable to speak to reporters about his arrest until the end of the 2012 regular season. When reporters asked about the incident during his first press conference on November 27, Manziel stated that he had learned from the mistake and had to make a lot of changes in life.
2013 off-season.
During the 2013 off-season, Manziel drew significant media attention over his behavior off the field. Notable incidents include his early departure from the Manning Passing Academy after allegedly oversleeping, tweeting that he can't wait to leave College Station after receiving a parking ticket, and getting kicked out of a University of Texas fraternity party. An ESPN The Magazine article revealed his parents' concerns about his dealings with his newfound stardom. On August 4, 2013, ESPN reported that the NCAA was investigating whether Manziel accepted payments from autographs that he had signed in January 2013. The NCAA did not find any evidence that Manziel accepted money for the autographs, but reached an agreement with Texas A&M to suspend him for the first half of the season opener against Rice University, due to an inadvertent violation of NCAA rules.